Okay, original Gemini. These are the zodiacs before they changed over to the 12. The 13 zodiacs, June 20th to July 20th. Twins, lungs, Mercury, thyroid, Quicksilver, hematite, alexandrite, Wednesday, and ruby. I find that similar to the fact that it has a ruby, similar to Cancerian. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? All right, what can we get for Gemini? Gemini, what can we get for Gemini? Ooh. The Emperor. 4 coins in reverse. And we got the 10 of clubs. Okay? So this is either you yourself, you're standing in an emperor-like energy. You're finding things to be very easy right now. You're not pinching pennies or anything like that. You've released the idea of chasing after money and the thought of being in any sort of lack, like you don't have enough. This is somebody that carries a lot of authority, somebody that has been through quite a bit. So whether you're masculine or feminine, you stand in this energy, you're able to stand on your own. I wouldn't say political, but definitely in the form of like a sort of justice. You're able to call the shots. You know what needs to be done, when it needs to be done. You know what needs to be said, when it needs to be said. And this release of having any kind of lack mindset, regardless of whether or not you have an abundance of money or coins or anything like that, in spirit you're definitely very abundant. You already know what it is that you need to do in order to manifest the life for yourself. Regardless if you're carrying a bunch of burdens, you've been able to do the releasing and the letting go and the healing. You've been taking your time. If you notice, there's nobody really quite on the outside of that building. These are projections. These are things that were placed on you probably at a very early age. So it's not necessarily that you're fighting individuals. You could very well be doing that as well. But in this circumstance here, the energy I'm picking up, it's more so a battle with self. It's eliminating old ideas, old... like an old matrix, an old system. Whatever it was that you were trained to do was not in your highest benefit. You're learning to reprogram your brain and kind of recalculate whatever steps you need to take so that you're not stuck in a 4 of coins energy. You've kind of pulled yourself up out of that. Being in the flow of money, money is energy, being in the flow of it, understanding how it works, understanding that it's kind of like a reverse psychology. In some ways, most people who have really understood spirituality and how the universe works, it kind of feels that way. It's almost like saying, I have more than enough, I don't need anything. I have what it is that I need. I'm truly grateful. Being in that gratitude energy is very helpful too. And that's what's going to call in anything that it is that you're trying to manifest right now. Okay. I just did some readings earlier. I did some oracle readings. They were really informative, really nice, kind of inspiring, even to myself just reading them. I know they're for other people, but sometimes it's really helpful for myself too. The Fool. So that childlike mentality, kind of going with the flow. Even though you're in an emperor's kind of energy, it doesn't mean that you can't still have fun. It doesn't mean that you don't have a connection with your kind of inner child rainbow side, that you don't know how to have fun. That might be what's keeping you out of the 4 of coins and allowing you to deal with any kind of burdens that you've had placed on you or that you are currently going through. The 9 of clubs, you're right to be a little bit suspicious. maybe a little bit hesitant with the people around you. You could have suffered several betrayals on a constant, regular basis. And really, you don't want to be surrounded by too many people. If anything, you have a dog or you have a pet, or just you keep your circle small. You're not afraid to express yourself and show off any kind of talents you have or any abilities that you have. You're not afraid to be your authentic self. So anybody that comes into your energy, you very well could have the kind of side eye. I don't know if you noticed that, but he's kind of got like a side eye. You know that look where people kind of look at you like they're unsure. What else can we get? Your third eye chakra is lit. You understand the correlation between root and your third eye is very important. You understand that healing is necessary for your journey and whatever it is that you want to manifest. This 10 of Clubs here. Can I get a little bit of clarity on that, please and thank you? 2 of Cups in reverse. So past relationships. This could just not just necessarily be your relationship, but this could be people that you witness around you. Let's say you grew up in a separated household. I don't want to say broken home. A separated household, or you witness many relationships around you either toxic or fall apart. And this has a great deal to do with your understanding of relationships and what it is that you choose to do in your own relationships, whether they be friends or family or even romantic lovers. So this being in the reverse, whatever these burdens are, they could be taking a toll. You could be in a relationship currently right now, Gemini, and you're still trying to battle off certain things. It looks to me like you're doing pretty good when it comes to that. And you're kind of carefree, young-spirited. You're really not focusing too much on the negative. You understand that that has repercussions. When you start focusing solely on the negative, that's what you're going to call in. You're allowed to still set your boundaries. Healthy boundaries are good. And you're allowed to play and have fun. Just because you're in an Emperor kind of energy doesn't necessarily mean... You worked hard for this. You spoke your truth. You said what it is that you needed to do. 1 before 5. 4. That's very symbolic. That could also be Jupiter energy. The alchemic symbol for Jupiter almost looks like a 2 with a 1. That could be symbolic for 13 as well, or 31. People around you might be distracting you to try to get you off your course, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Why is this 2 of Cups in reverse? I don't see too many people around you. The King of Coins. This could be somebody, since it's not in the reverse, it's not in the upright either. Very well could be somebody that really likes their money, or they like material stuff. Doesn't mean that's what they hold. How do I put it? It doesn't necessarily mean that that's the only thing they care about, but they hold it pretty high in their priorities. Okay? And this could have been this is either you or somebody else. You're witnessing this of somebody else, because I did say before the whole idea of witnessing other people's relationships. This is somebody that their tactics or their way of how they go about things is also an old way of thinking too. This is a type of burden this person carries. So this is either your energy or somebody else's. I truly do feel, Gemini, that you're here in the Emperor energy. So this could be your partner. They're still working some stuff out. What else? So you're kind of button heads. 4 of Clubs in the reverse. It really seems like it might have something to, like what I'm picking up on here is that it seems like You know, the whole idea where one person in a relationship's happy, then the other person's at their low, and then the other person raises up vibrational frequency, and then the other person goes down to a low. It's kind of like a battle back and forth. There is a bit of ideology or the way of thinking that comes into play between these two people here. So if this is your partner, I don't want to say they have a tendency to be jelly, but they may very well see you when you're flourishing in your Fool-like energy. They may get a little bit, off-put by it because of the fact that they want to be able to do it too. I would definitely encourage your partner to join in with you if you're going out or you're just being silly or having fun or something like that. Encouragement and reassurance that they're allowed to be that way too. There is no judgment. There's no need for that. And if all they're ever thinking about is like material stuff or wealth or anything like that, that may bother you a little bit. It may really kind of annoy you because of the fact that you know there's way much more to all this. Yeah. Moon in reverse. You pretty much are like spot on. You already know what's going on, even if you don't come outright and say it to this other person, or maybe to the people that you're witnessing, but you already know what's going on. You see full spectrum, you see the light, you see the dark, you are able to differentiate people's like more demonic side and angelic side. You know what their motives are. You already know what their old beliefs are and what they could be thinking of now, and how that's kind of creating a sort of like a battle between, like an internal battle. And we all have to go through this sort of acknowledgement and acceptance and learning certain things so that we can move past it in order for things to balance out. Whether it just be you by yourself, you witnessing other people going through this, you could be like a mediator sort of, and you could have to constantly be helping people deal with their like relationship issues or something like that. Or this could be your own relationship, something that you're trying to work through. It seems to me like it's a very patient energy, very patient, methodical. Like I said, the whole idea of the root and the third eye chakra is lit. I feel very calm. This could be a past lover as well. Somebody that may be a little bit bitter about the fact that you're just kind of in a very maybe angelic-like energy. They could be in a hermit mode watching all this unfold. This could be a new partner of yours, like I said. And maybe your ex-partner isn't too happy about that, but that's not your concern. There could be two different people in your past that are not so happy about your new discovery, we'll call it that. Your new discovery of the frequency of money. Hopefully they weren't wishing any... What? Actually, you know what? Can we get an oracle card here? Oracle card. Love, Island, Time, Wellness for Gemini. Got two that come out. Okay. Yeah. Karmic relationships. Fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Okay, so clearly I was just speaking about that. Mask. Not showing true feelings, hiding, personifying, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. These are traits or qualities that could have been of past relationships, like old relationships you dealt with. Now that you are either in relationship with yourself, you're loving up on yourself, or you're in a new relationship, whatever this energy is, it's definitely still a bit of a burden, maybe holding you down a little bit. Maybe that's why you're skeptical about people around you. Just because you're healing and you're growing and learning doesn't mean you don't have healthy boundaries, and you can be a little unsure of people around you. There's nothing wrong with that. Pardon me. What else can we get for Gemini? Something to do with twins, right? Twin flame, possibly. Maybe there was supposed to be a contract between you and somebody else and that didn't work out. They lost their opportunity, so now because of that, they're just projecting onto you all sorts of things, possibly to do with money, but I'm pretty sure you've already figured that out, Gemini. You got the moon in the reverse, so it's already come to light. If you notice this little man, this man that's in the boat there, with the moon in the reverse, he's kind of in the reverse too, so his world could have been turned upside down. Honestly, when everybody makes we have free will. Everybody makes their decisions. So if the person in the past wasn't happy about certain things, or they made decisions that led you to separate from them, then you learn the lessons. You figure it out. Learning the lessons, letting go, loving you. You figured out what it was that was holding you back. Maybe you weren't able to show your true emotions, or if you did, they were kind of like shunned or looked down or frowned upon because of the fact that you were expressing yourself and this other person wasn't, which is a shame, but many people have done it. Okay, so I just dropped like half the deck, and the only one that flipped over was seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. So there could have been a lot of influences around this other person, or currently in your position that you're in right now, especially in Emperor status. If you're in a new relationship, there's other people that may not want that to happen because they know how valuable you are, especially if you're calling in money. You're able to manifest really, really easily in this like fool-like energy. Just be cautious about that, okay? I don't know what else I can say about that. Holy. Honestly, the relationships you have in the past, if they didn't work out for a specific reason, they were a lesson to be learned. And if the burden's still there, that means that, you know, you still care. It doesn't mean you have to get back with the karmic person or the relationship the old way, or maybe you've learned new things and you're like, well, had I known all this, that maybe the relationship would have worked in the past, but what's done is done. It's up to you if you want to rekindle or go back, but honestly, this energy is feeling like it's already moved past, like it's done. What else can we get for Gemini? Macabre, gruesome and terrible. So the experience yourself could have gone through, or what you witnessed another person go through, was pretty dark energy, pretty low vibrational, a lot of depression or anxiety, or lack of trust. Copper, a reddish colored, ductile and malleable metal, a large broiler, a copper coin consisting of resembling copper to cover with sheets of copper. I'm getting kind of like a cover up. This could be the masking. Okay, this could be the masking energy. So this was you or your past partner, or this is currently going on in your state right now. There's almost like a need to get to the truth too. That could be like another word too, wordplay. Copper as in like undercover, or somebody that does a lot of like almost like Sherlock Holmes investigation just through their sheer third eye chakra. When a person's really in tune and really tapped in, the more they interact with an individual, the more they interact in another person's energy, the more they're able to pick up. So when they are able to pick up on certain things, they can start putting pieces of the puzzle together. And what happens is it can be a little invasive, depends whether or not you want to voice what you're tapping into, but the other person may be able to notice, especially if there's anything shady or anything going wrong. They may have felt that you were kind of like, in a sense, spiritually ratting them out. Even if they weren't physically doing anything wrong, their intentions, maybe if they're not all pure, you were able to see right past that. You know, in the Emperor energy, it's almost like a judgment energy, like a judgment call or justice being brought into with spiritual help and guidance. What else we got here? Celibate. So you yourself or somebody else could currently, this could be your past partner being celibate right now. One who intentionally remains unmarried, or maybe you yourself don't agree with like traditional marriage. You want to do something different, or your idea of relationship isn't, well, one, karmic energy and isn't the traditional way of getting married. Maybe you don't want something big, or you're not too into the money or something like that. You're really not interested in doing it that way. That could be possibly what's going on right now. Print. To mark by pressure, to stamp, to form a copy, or by pressure. So you could feel under pressure right now. Maybe from stereotypes or whatever decisions you made in the past, or maybe whatever burdens are still being projected onto you, I want to say, from past relationship. Maybe they have not healed quite yet and they're still angry. So whatever they're projecting, but you're aware of this. You already know what's going on. It doesn't feel like you're bothered by it. Where was I? Yeah, to use practice typography, to publish, a mark made by pressure, engraving. This could have something to do with braille as well. Or maybe you want to publish a book, or you are a publisher. State your case. I mean, honestly, if you have some truth to speak, get it down. Write it down. Don't worry about the temptations or the hookups. If you're celibate right now, you're not even interested in getting married, then if it comes to a partnership, you're either with somebody you truly care about and you're trying to work through any shadow work, or you're single and hooking up isn't really quite on the list of what you want to do right now anyways. Being printed, a newspaper, print, and calico. Something to do with a cat. You know how they call the cats calico? You could have a cat, or maybe this other person has a cat. I think those are the, salt and pepper and the orange. It's a mix of all of them. Okay, so maybe you yourself are a mix as well. What else we got here, Gemini? Caravan. A company of travelers associated together for safety, a large close carriage. You know, recently I was just dealing with the Notre Dame, and then I watched the Disney's version of Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then the whole idea of gypsies. And one of the first things they start talking about in that movie is when I don't even know, I think he's like the mayor or governor or whatever he is, he's trying to get this other knight type energy to go after the gypsies, because he doesn't want the gypsies expressing themselves or having an influence on the people. He wants control, right? And he makes reference to how they're doing, they have their crystal ball and their card readings and all that, and the gypsies are nothing but thieves, and they're no good, and they're scum, and yeah, we have to get to the nest of it and destroy them from the inside out. And it was pretty dark, but that whole energy here, this could be you, Gemini, when it comes to duality and understanding the flow and nature of things. You yourself could consider yourself kind of like a hippie or gypsy type energy. So you're very peace-loving, not too into the traditional old ways or old system, and money is just an energy to you. It comes and it goes. You really are not too focused on that. There's lots of other things that have come to light that you have understood. I'm just going to shuffle through these, because I made a couple of cards. And I decided to just put like more shadow work stuff. So what can we get for Gemini? Gemini. Gemini. Crown chakra. So do your cleansing, do your sage, whatever it is that you have to do, okay? Make sure you're cleansing your area. The self-respect is there. You are very at peace with yourself. You love yourself enough. So if you're under any kind of, you know, pressure, maybe carrying the crown, maybe carrying this type of energy, maybe there's expectations of you, or people didn't think you could do something a certain way. Maybe they considered you to be like in a fool-like energy, and that there's no way you could possibly come into union with yourself or another person. This could be this King of Coins here. They're still working on themselves. That's what it feels like anyways. So do some more study up on your crown chakra, what you can do to help yourself out there. Gemini, please and thank you. We get a past life oracle card. Orphan. You don't technically have to be adopted for this card to come out, but this is an energy that's passed down through your ancestors, okay? This is past life oracle card, and the orphan energy is very symbolic. A lot of people feel abandoned, let go, maybe by friends or family, or just abandonment of self, inner child, and they could have experienced a form of separation. This could be also separated homes. If that's something you came from, you witnessed and experienced that, it has an influence on the decisions you make now. That's why you could not have a lot of trust with people. And maybe that's why you're button heads with this one over here. Or you could be witnessing this whole thing. But keep in mind, this orphan energy is a lesson to be learned, okay? It's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just understanding you are able to comfort yourself. You're able to be there for yourself in the best way possible. You're able to love yourself unconditionally. You're able to go within and trust yourself. Know that the spirit guides, any help energetically is around you, and they can help you as well if you wish to talk to them or ask them for guidance or assistance. It's a very hard lesson to learn sometimes. This energy here, it's not always easy. And then we've got leaving or travel. This could have been a great influence as well. Another lesson that was passed down that many of your ancestors had to go through on a regular basis. This is a cycle that was continuous. It just kept going and going and going, almost like the Energizer Bunny. So when it comes to relationships, if the things aren't being learned, that baggage hasn't even been opened yet or checked, it's going to be a bit difficult when you're getting in union with other people, or other people are coming around you and you're just not sure. Not like you want to fight about it, but you want to fight about it. Not like you want to fight about it, but definitely. Okay, what else can we get for Gemini? You really do care for yourself very much. No fear of death either. Don't feel like you have any sort of fears too much, other than maybe that abandonment, but that doesn't even feel like your energy, Gemini. Spirituality and religion. So whether or not you're religious or spiritual, it has a huge impact on the decisions you currently are making anyways. I mean, anybody could say that, but again, these are lessons to be learned. You're gonna get something out of this, whatever it is. What else can we get for Gemini? Custodian. One who has care of a library, public building, and etc. So maybe you really enjoy reading, you enjoy learning or studying, or you yourself are a custodian. Something to do with public, the public building. This could be the new lesson that you're learning about money. Understanding. Custody came out too. Scheme. A combination of things adjusted by design, a system project, a diagram, schemed, or to plan, contrive. So maybe you're doing up one of those vision boards, or you're already starting a project. Maybe you are going to be publishing something very soon. Whatever it is that you're doing, maybe to other people it seems like you're plotting or scheming. Don't worry too much about what other people are thinking. Okay? You're getting your pentacles, all goods. You're getting your money, your coins, whatever it is. Even though that's not something you put high value to, you understand the significance of it and how it can help you here in the 3D. So even if other people find you foolish, whatever decisions you're making them for yourself. Just keep that in mind. What can we get for the 9 of Clubs? Yeah. So you're right to have your boundaries high and be a little suspicious. Not wanting to start no fights. You're the Magician in the upright. You are trying to create and co-create and manifest your own reality. Here in the 3D, you are doing everything possible to avoid any form of temptation or third-party interference. You're very, very astute. You know what is going on. So you avoid towers on a regular basis. You see the whole idea of the 2 towers in the back too? What else can we get here? Whatever it is that you're going for, Gemini, definitely keep the Magician in the upright, okay? Because this is your ability to utilize everything that you have. Gifts, talents, abilities, whatever it is. To manifest whatever it is that you want. Don't be afraid of showing true emotion. Keep the mask off. Letting go of past. Maybe you're still working through certain things already. Right now. Can we get one card for the Moon in reverse? What does Gemini know? Ooh. What does Gemini know? Whoa. All about the journey. 8 of Cups, upright. You know all about the journey, what you're doing. And you've gotten the knowledge or wisdom or any information that you needed to get. You've already received it. All come to the light already. Whatever you needed to hear, you heard it. Even if it wasn't every single detail, you still heard what you needed to hear to make the decisions that you've made to this current point, which could be just changing of mentality as well, and that's what's put the 4 of Coins in the reverse. Okay, hopefully that helps.